this. Oh, I hate this so much. Yeah. Damn. Oh yeah, 5:30-ish. Like, dude, give me a proper time. Keep giving me random times. Like, come on. You know, I can't work like that. You know, you giving me random times. Oh, you know, like, not picking up at any random time that you choose. No. Man,
prefer Trump, similar to the results in the June poll. 11% of likely voters prefer a candidate other than the two main contenders, and they will face each other in a rematch in November following Biden's victory over Trump in 2020, at least for now. Now, let's get more news with KFBK's Joe Michael.
Kelly, two family members of a Roseville Marine killed in the Afghanistan withdrawal, speaking out at the Republican National Convention Wednesday. 23-year-old Nicole Gee was one of 13 service members killed by an ISIS suicide bomber in the Kabul airport withdrawal. Gee's mother-in-law saying when Donald Trump arrived to console the family, she expected to meet an arrogant politician, but says Trump showed compassion and stayed with the family for 6 hours. The two were in attendance with other Gold Star family members at the Republican National Convention Wednesday. Another blow to President Joe Biden's student loan forgiveness program. Details from CBS's Stacey Lynn.
A federal appeals court has blocked the president's student loan plan. The Supreme Court recently struck it down as well, declaring it unconstitutional, saying the president didn't have the authority to unilaterally cancel student debt without authorization from Congress.
It has now blocked the administration completely from continuing to implement the debt relief plan designed to lower monthly payments for millions of Americans. Butte County law enforcement saying they need public support as a tax measure heads to the November ballot there. KFBK's Mike Baca has the story.
The 1 cent sales tax would help pay for increased staffing and close the ever-growing deficit. Sheriff Corey Honey understands it's a bad time to ask for a tax increase.
I know it's a terrible time to ask the community for support like that. It's a terrible time. I wish we weren't in that, but the bottom line is we got to do that. That's why I'm supporting it.
Honey says the fiscal gap is real.
And if we don't close the revenue gap that we're facing next fiscal year, we're not going to have the resources necessary to do the things that we do to keep this community safe.
Chico residents voted themselves a tax increase in November of 2022. It is helping pay for emergency services and millions of dollars in road improvement. Mike Baca, KFBK, Sacramento's News Radio.
KFBK News Radio weather alert.
Another heat wave will be gripping the Sacramento region this weekend. Temperatures warming today into triple digits. High tomorrow are expected to top out at around 102, 101 on Sunday. It's going to be over 100 degrees all the way through into next week. So, hydrate and do what you got to do. Stay in the shade. Take a trip to Oregon.
There you go.
Somebody get me the foot.
All those are excellent ideas.
I'm Joe Michaels at 5:06 on the KFBK Afternoon.
Thanks, Joe. Well, there's a film depicting the nationwide homeless crisis. It's going to hit the big screen in the fall, and KFBK's Dina Kodiak has more.
The movie No Address was filmed in Sacramento and follows 5 characters, highlighting the reality that homelessness can impact anyone. The film is Robert Crack Films, located in Placer County. The movie features an ensemble cast, including Billy Baldwin and singer Ashanti. The film revolves around a group of people who experience homelessness and navigate the challenges of life on the streets. No Address was filmed in various Sacramento neighborhoods, including Del Paso Heights, Midtown, Land Park, Oak Park, and Hollywood Park. Some scenes were also shot in Folsom and Auburn. Dina Kodiak, KFBK, Sacramento's News Radio.
And coming up at 5:11, we're going to take a look at our KFBK poll question today. Now the top global and national stories on KFBK News Radio, live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
Approaching a real ABC News.
I'm
And Daria Albinger, it isn't just the race for the White House. The chairman of the Republican National Committee, North Carolina Congressman Richard Hudson, says the Senate's in play this year, and so is the House.
Can you imagine what Nancy Pelosi's protege, Hakeem Jeffries, would do if he was Speaker of the House to undermine Donald Trump?
The Reverend Franklin Graham, a staunch Trump supporter, will hold a prayer on this final night of the Republican National Convention.
Donald J. Trump has made many mistakes in his life, and I'm sure he regrets many of them, or all of them. But at the same time, I look at his policies and what they do for America.
The night will end with Mr. Trump accepting the party's nomination. Multiple sources say GOP senators chased down Secret Service Director Kim Cheadle at the convention yesterday. They wanted answers about the assassination attempt on the former president.
He was on the roof. He was identified being on the roof up to 20 minutes before. I think at that time they should have moved the president off the stage. And certainly when the police officer saw him and then had the gun pointed at him, former President Trump should have been immediately moved off the stage. There's a lot of questions here. They need to start holding press conferences.
ABC National Security and Defense analyst Nick Mulroy. More than 1,000 black women leaders and allies signed a letter in support of the Biden-Harris ticket. Iconic comic Bob Newhart is dead at the age of 94.
Writer and director Judd Apatow writes on social media that Newhart was the kindest, most hilarious man. His brilliant comedy and gentle spirit made everyone he encountered so happy. Jamie Lee Curtis writes that, God, Newhart was funny. They will be laughing wherever people go when they leave us. And the Big Bang Theory co-creator Bill Prady says it's hard to explain how important Newhart was to every comedian and comedy writer who came after him. Working with him ever so briefly is one of the greatest joys and honors of his life.
ABC's Jason Nathanson, you're listening to ABC News.
It is 5:10 at KFBK News Radio. Traffic and weather together every 10 minutes. Steve Herrera at the desk.
Thanks a bunch, Kelly. This report's sponsored by What's Cats. A new crash in Sacramento has got your foot tapping the brakes. Westbound Cap just after Marconi. It's a car versus a big rig in the center lane. Also in Sacramento, northbound I-5 at 50, a big rig stuck in the Gore Point. It's a slow ride eastbound Caps in the 50-99 split to I-80. Meantime in Newcastle, westbound 80 after Newcastle Road, a big rig on fire on the right-hand shoulder. And it's a slow roll in Roseville, southbound 65 from Blue Oaks to Stanford Ranch. LOL and ROFL without the green bubbles. There's a way to share no matter what phone you use. WhatsApp, the place to safely send messages between different devices. Message privately with everyone. Traffic on the 10s every 10 minutes, mornings and afternoons. Steve Herrera, KFBK News Radio, 93.1 FM, 1530 AM.
Clear and tonight will reach a nighttime low of 62 to 66. Late sunshine tomorrow. It'll be hot. Tomorrow's high 103 to 107. Plenty of sunshine expected for Saturday. It'll be warm. Saturday's high 96 to 100. I'm Active Weather's Drew Shannon on KFBK, Sacramento's News Radio.
100 degrees right now in Elk Grove and 101 still in Sacramento. Today's KFBK poll question. Will you be listening to presidential nominee Donald Trump's convention speech this evening? Yes or no? Call pound 250. Let us know what you think. And if you are going to listen, what would you like to hear? And if you're not planning on listening, you can tell us why as well. You can go to the KFBK Afternoon News, KFBK page at KFBK.com, or you can go to our Twitter page at KFBK. And let me take a look at that right now. Let's see here. KFBK Twitter page, and it says, yes, I'm going to be listening, 55.8%. And no's coming in at 44.2%. And of course, we always want to hear the reason behind your vote. So dial pound 250 on your smartphone and say open mic, or on our iHeartRadio app, just tap that mic button. It's the KFBK Tap and Talk. And just ahead on the KFBK Afternoon News, we're going to check the top trending stories, and we're going to go in depth on this year's presidential election and how it might affect the economy and your money. KFBK financial expert Kelly Brothers has his thoughts on that. On KFBK News Radio, live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
Be prepared. Don't get caught off guard. That Bill Bad California wildfire coverage you can depend on. Plan your evacuation route. It's never too early to prepare for wildfire season. You ready for peak fire activity? Updates immediately.
We will have more
on KFBK News Radio.
Last light, family days, and game nights. From the start of your day to the end of your day, each moment is special because it's the little things that are the big things. Northwest Exteriors understands, which is why they women's sports, presented by Elf Beauty. Caitlin Stark scored 24 points and set a WNBA single-game record with 19 assists, but the Indiana Fever dropped its final game before the Olympic break, falling 101-93 to the Dallas Wings. 6 Dallas players scored in double figures, led by Arike Gumbawale and Odyssey Sims, who both had 24 points in the win. For more women's sports stories, be sure to subscribe to Good Game with Sarah Spain on iHeart Podcast.
When it comes to women in sports, Elf Beauty is all about leveling the playing field. The same goes for the boardroom, where Elf is one of only 4 publicly traded U.S. companies with a board that's 2/3 women and 1/3 diverse. Learn more at elfbeauty.com. Sky's the limit at Sky River Casino in Elk Grove. Enjoy over 80 table games, more than 2,100 slot machines, and our thrilling high-limit room with Sky River rewards that add up and up, and 18 elevated restaurants and bars. There's something for everyone. Visit skyriver.com today. Gambling problem for 100 gamblers.
The weather is hot, and so are the deals this month at Premier Pools and Spas Sizzling Summer Sale. If you've been angle king in the searing Sacramento sun, we're here to help with scorching savings on new pools and pool remodels. After 35 years as the region's top builder, Premier Pools and Spas has the hard-won knowledge and expertise you need to seize your summer. But act fast before these deals melt away on July 20th. It's the Sizzling Summer Sale, only at Premier Pools and Spas. DSLB number 589234.
Hi, I'm Sherry Harris, owner of Life Source Water. Put your family first and get healthy water today with Life Source. As a mom and new grandmother, it gives me comfort knowing my family has clean, safe water from every tap. Bath time is especially enjoyable knowing that my grandson is not sitting in a tub of skin-irritating chlorine. Call now and receive free basic installation at 800-WATER-99 or visit us at lifesourcewater.com. Life Source. Taste and feel the difference.
Sponsored by Life Source Water Systems, now trending on KFBK. Kitty O'Neill, the KFBK Afternoon News.
Good afternoon. I'm Kelly Ryan sitting in for Kitty O'Neill. The Republican National Convention reaches its top point tonight with a speech by presidential nominee Donald Trump. The week has been unlike any other in a convention's history, as it started right after the assassination attempt of Donald Trump. It includes the naming of J.D. Vance of Ohio as his running mate and a massive security presence throughout the Milwaukee area. Governor Gavin Newsom is being sued over the state's new gender identity law. Newsom signed a law on Monday that bans schools from notifying parents if their child asks to change their name or pronouns. The Chino Valley Unified School District claims parents have a right to know and is the first to file a lawsuit. Well, there's always a question in an election year about how that year might affect the economy and your money. Kelly Brother joins us with some answers to those questions. And Kelly, many people are asking what, if anything, they should be keeping an eye on, maybe in their portfolio this election year.
There are some moves people can make. However, do not obsess over this because, for example, when President Biden beat President Trump in the last election, there was a lot of selling of oil stocks because the Biden administration seemed to be all in on EVs. Well, under Joe Biden administration, America is now producing more oil than we have ever produced, even more than we did when Trump was president. So, don't always think the conventional wisdom is going to go. And if you're asking, well, why is that? The answer is because, I believe anyway, is just simply because the number one component of inflation is the price of crude oil. So to the extent we can produce a lot of oil and keep the price a little bit lower by producing a lot of oil, the president will do that all day long because inflation was a significant issue during his administration. So don't let your politics mess up your portfolio, is what we like to say.
And Kelly, what changes might we see under a Trump administration?
Less bank regulation, so you're seeing some money pour into banks, although banks could also be helped by the Fed dropping interest rates, so it might be a little bit of both there. Again, oil and gas, they will be encouraged, and regulation was dropped in that area as well. Healthcare, kind of a mixed bag. Will they try to get rid of Obamacare? Will they not? Who knows? A lot of it depends, of course, not just who wins the presidency, who wins the House, who wins the Senate. So there's some different trades going on. The other interesting I noted was after the speech by J.D. Vance yesterday, we did see Billy Elegy. He's back into the top 10 list, New York Times bestsellers, and also top 10 at Netflix, the movie, as people try to figure out who is this guy who may be the next vice president.
And Kelly, you said it's been kind of a strange week on Wall Street.
The Dow's had a great week, even with a 500-point loss today. Volatility's come back in, and that'll happen when you have an election season and also when you have, a market which is now pricing in a 100% probability of a rate cut by September. We'll see if that comes to pass or not. But the other piece to this is just what tech analysts like to call reversion to the mean. What does that mean? It just means if you look at the last 18 months, tech has been way ahead of value stocks, way ahead. Tech has been way ahead of small cap stocks. This week we saw that reverse. We saw money flow into small cap, out of tech again, flowing into some value stocks. So there's just a feeling at some point, tech gets a little overvalued and the other sectors get a little undervalued, and you see that reversion to a mean.
All right, thanks, Kelly, for that information. That is Kelly Brothers with Cap Trust. And it is 5:20, traffic and weather together every 10 minutes. Here's Steve Herrera.
Thanks, Kelly. This report sponsored by Wendy's, home of the $5 Biggie Bag. In Sacramento, it's a sea of red lights. Eastbound 80 at Elkhorn Boulevard, a multi-vehicle pileup is on the right shoulder. Traffic backing up onto the eastbound Cap. Meantime, eastbound Cap at the river, there's an object blocking the left lane. Westbound Cap jamming up from Marconi to the river. In Newcastle, westbound 80 after Newcastle Road, a big rig on fire on the right shoulder. And a slow drive through Roseville, southbound 65 from Blue Oaks to Stanford Ranch. The Wendy's $5 Biggie Bag is the go-to fast food deals for a lot of reasons. Here are 4 of them: a junior bacon cheeseburger, nuggies, fries, and a drink, and it's also just $5. And unlike the other guys, it's not going away after a month. Get there and get the bag. The Wendy's Biggie Bag. U.S. price and participation may vary. Traffic on the 10s every 10 minutes, mornings and afternoons. Steve Herrera, KFK News Radio, 93.1 FM, 1530 AM.
Tonight will be clear and moonlit. We'll reach a nighttime low of 62 to 66. Sizzling sunshine tomorrow. It'll be hot with a high tomorrow 103 to 107. Saturday, plenty of sunshine. Saturday, we'll reach a high of 96 to 100. I'm AccuWeather's Drew Shannon on KSBK, Sacramento's News Radio.
102 degrees in Rockland and 101 degrees in Sacramento. I'm Kelly Ryan in for Kitty O'Neill, and the KFBK Afternoon News continues on KFBK News Radio with a check of your money brought to you by Maverick Electric Heating and Air. Here's Kelly Brothers.
Rest in peace, Bob Newhart. I mentioned that in the business segment. Why? Because he started out in Chicago as an accountant, and he was so bored with his job that he started doing some comedy bits. Tried to sell them to a radio station, but ended up doing a video and starting to stand up and ending up having a great career. And you could see him being a good accountant. He had that kind of deadpan sort of sense of comedy, but a big loss at the age of 94. Bob Newhart passing away. Market overall today, watching volatility come back in. We saw selling everywhere, a little bit of profit taking going on. Of course, everyone's thinking about an election coming up, a possible rate hike possibility or probability of that happening by September. So the market trying to figure out how to position as the sand shifts beneath us with regard to interest rates and politics. Dow down 533, 40,665. Still positive for the week, however, by at least 1%. NASDAQ down 125, the S&P down 43 points or 0.75%. Gold today down 2 at 24.57 an ounce. 10-year bond yield 4.2%.
Building a better Sacramento on the KFBK Afternoon News with Kitty O'Neill, presented by Native Subaru.
This Saturday, the Great American Triathlon is taking over the American River Parkway.
Instead of running and biking and swimming, the Great American Triathlon is actually a running, cycling, and kayaking or paddling event.
Drisha Leggett is board member for the Great American Triathlon. She says even though the triathlon kicks off at 8 a.m. Saturday, July 20th at William Pond Park, the fun starts on Friday.
Friday in the afternoon is a packet pickup party for all of the competitors and their families in Riverbend Park. It's right where our finish line is. And there's food set up, and many of our vendors are out there.
Now, the race has been a long-standing tradition for the Sacramento community.
It's the world's oldest triathlon, and this year will make 49 years that we've been doing this race. It's a beloved tradition, and it really pulls people in from all over the country. We have multiple generations of people that come back every year and from all over the world just to do Great American Triathlon.
And it isn't just a fun way to bring people together, it also raises money for local charities.
All of the proceeds after paying for the race costs go to benefit the American River Parkway Foundation and children's charities.
And you don't have to be an athlete to help raise money.
Even if you're not a runner or a cyclist or a paddler, we want people to come out and buy shirts and get food and enjoy the music, because all the proceeds from those things go to support our regional charities.
And if you're interested in participating in the triathlon, it's not too late to sign up.
If you are a last-minute participant, we would love to have you on board. You can register Friday night at the packet pickup party or on a walk home on Saturday morning. And it's not so hard that if you're not a good athlete, you wouldn't have fun at it. So please, if you're interested and enjoy being out on the water or the parkway, please join us.
Sounds like fun. So for more information, visit greatamericantriathlon.org. And coming up on the KFK Afternoon News, the top stories plus traffic and weather, and we're going to go in depth on the final day of the Republican National Convention, which will be headlined by a speech from former President Donald Trump. That's coming up at around 5:47. Sacramento's news, traffic, and weather is on your smartphone. Anytime you need to be in touch with the free iHeartRadio app, just download the app and listen to KFK News Radio. Free money. For the keywords, cash. It's time. It's time. At the bottom of the hour, the answer is yeah. For the keywords, cash. It's Kitty O'Neill for Pottery World, celebrating 50 years, and they're so grateful for their customers. They're extending the store-wide 20% off sale. Yes, they have a massive selection of outdoor furniture, but really unique indoor furniture and accessories, one-of-a-kind boutique items, beautiful fountains, famous pieces from around the globe, and of course, unique pottery. And visit their award-winning cafes with breakfast and lunch, and 20% off all in-store items. It's Pottery World in Rockland, home decor, and so much more.
It's not a rite of passage, or just part of growing up. Bullying has no place in California schools. I'm David Goldberg, Secretary-Treasurer of the California Teachers Association. Adults have the power to stop bullying. It's up to us as educators, as parents, as adults, to stand up on behalf of bullied kids. Take the pledge to be that adult at NEA.org/bullyfree.
A message from the California Teachers Association. It's time to get out and go on vacation. To the beach, to the mountains,